Now, the paramedic interview is the final stage of the selection process, and if you get this far, you're going to want to make sure that you get through. So here's some important tips to help you prepare fully for your paramedic interview. The first thing to do is to make sure that you can match the qualities that are required to become a paramedic. The assessors are going to be looking for that. That's what they're going to want to see, is evidence from you of where you can actually match the specific qualities that are required to become a paramedic, and they'll do this through a series of questions. The questions themselves will be situationally based, so they will be looking for you to provide evidence of where you can match the qualities. For example, one of the questions could be, can you provide us with an example of where you have dealt with a person in a confrontational situation? What did you do? What was the result? And what would you do differently next time? Now, my advice is to structure your responses using the STAR method. The STAR method is basically situation, what was the situation? The task, what was the task? What were you required to do? Then what actions did you take and what actions did other people take? And then finally, what was the result following your actions? And a tip here is to always make sure that the result is positive following your actions. If you follow that advice, then you'll certainly be structuring your responses in a logical and concise manner. You may also get asked a series of very difficult situational questions. For example, if you were attending an operational incident as a paramedic, how would you deal with a child? Because obviously if you were dealing with a child, you'd have to take into consideration a number of important factors. If the parents of the child were there, then you'd have to use them to comfort the child and make sure that the child was okay. You'd have to speak to the child in a different manner, and also you'd have to deal with them in many different ways to make sure that they were safe, because obviously they would be the priority at the time. So that is a sample of a difficult situation. You could also get asked a question which is based around teamwork. Can you provide us with an example of when you worked effectively as part of a team? And again, when you're structuring your response, make sure you use the STAR method. So there's lots of different tips there that will help you to structure a strong response, but the main thing is to make sure that you can match the qualities that are required to become a paramedic.